Aren't you about tired of listening to sports shows with all the woke bullshit? So are we. This is Patriot Sports Radio.
Patriot Sports Radio.
Fed up with the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media. If it's sports, from the high school level to the pros, we're talking about it. Like the red-blooded Americans we are.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let's do this. And now, here's Eric, Angela, John, Chris, and the coach.
Welcome back, my friends. If you're new, then welcome in. Patriot Sports Radio NFL Recap. My name is Eric. I'm your host. Glad to have you with us. Feel free to join the conversation from wherever you are.
Aren't you about tired of listening to
rocking out.
sports shows with all the woke?
I am. That's me. That guy's talking about me.
And me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you
All my
tired
rowdy
of
friends here
ESPN
for
saying the
tonight.
exact same thing for 3 days straight?
A lot of thoughts, a lot of prayers. Everybody's here. John, how you doing before we lose you again?
Well, a little technical difficulties, but everything's all right.
That has never happened to John.
No, he's good with that.
Or me.
79
never.
episodes. Oh,
You missed the 15 minutes of fame where somebody came in and jacked my stuff tonight.
No, it's
Like,
just
stick
fine
bag of
too.
chips.
hey, I
Do
was
a
just
complete Sputnik reboot. It was crazy.
hey,
Coach was
John.
having a limp microphone moment before
I-
this show, and we couldn't stop laughing.
He got all mad. I was down in
There's
Oklahoma. I
prescriptions
rubbed
for
my
that.
balls juice all over his microphone, and now he's being cranky about it. But
He
when
literally-
you back
I
a
was like-
microphone, it's a deal.
What did you do?
He didn't use the microphone. He didn't use the
So
microphone.
he says. So he says.
What's up, Coop?
Hey, Coop.
The commish.
Yep.
Hey,
Commission's
go
in the
check
house. How
out
you doing?
TSS Fantasy.
They are doing a lot of cool stuff over there. Wednesday night they have a thing. What's the Wednesday thing called?
Wednesday and Fridays. Friday
Yeah.
night
Same
is Fantasy Feud, and
Yeah.
me and Jordan are tag team champions.
Total
Yeah, we did.
domination.
Total
Awesome.
domination. Haven't even been touched. And then I did Fantasy Jeopardy on Christmas. That
Yep.
was phenomenal. Got my ass kicked, but had a great time. Coach, should have done that. That should have been Big Game Wednesday.
Yes.
Big
That's
Game
what it
Wednesday.
is. Big game Wednesday. Heather's here. Top of the evening to you, Heather. We're here on a Wednesday, not a Tuesday. Learn
Hey,
about that.
Heather.
Heather's here. Top of the- She sure is. She sure is. Wise man
Yes.
once said, Heather is here. Coach, do you like the Mike Leach tribute pirate flag we got in the studio this evening?
I don't know how this is happening. Okay, sorry. Say that again.
Coach, are you playing it in the background right now?
No, I clicked on my phone and it turned it on. Like,
Oh,
I love it.
Facebook.
yeah, I'm sure that's the only
Hell
one
yeah,
I
dude.
use.
Hey, that's one more view, dude. I'll
That's
take
one
Hey.
it.
view. One
Hey,
view. We got
or-
one.
Commissioner.
We got one.
Oracle. That is our commissioner.
All right.
You need to come make a cameo, Oracle, and talk
Hey,
this dynasty deal out.
listen.
And also you need to help your dad because he's fucking this whole broadcast.
Hey,
up.
I talked to him last night, and he actually came over here with a mission. And priority A was that we've got to figure this out. This is, his head was
do.
about to explode, and he had 4 different brackets made up, and everything. Anyhow, no, the two options, pretty much what you and I talked about, Chris. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. So we can talk about that later, but.
Heavy Steps is in the house. He's laughing at Coach. He needs to be laughed at. I did teabag his microphone, and he's now getting over that.
Terrible. It
I
smells
think
like,
we need to
it
discuss-
smells like beard and toenails.
Ew. I think we need to discuss fantasy because I'm sure we're not the only ones that were impacted by Monday night's tragic event.
Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, I
We'll
totally
get
agree.
there, right?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
John's got a lot of money on the
It's
wood
front
on
and center
this.
right here.
Roof, what's up, man? Yes, I was in Oklahoma. My little brother got married, and we took custody of our youngest kid, and it was a quick trip. And it was I didn't even see Coach for probably 5 minutes, and I stayed at his house.
Yeah,
Like I did.
Yeah.
Did you
But
stop?
we'll
at
be
the
back
trip?
down there, and yes,
He
I will
spent
buy
the night in
several
my
rounds.
hot tub, and then we passed like 2 ships in the night.
I teabagged his microphone, and I was
Teabag my
out.
microphone and get on the road.
Sorry, fantasy, John. Go ahead. Say-
Two
say
ships
your
passing in
grievance.
the night.
So here's kind of the crazy scenario that I was talking with some coworkers, and I'm not the only one. So going into Monday night, for many leagues, it's the championship game, and if you're good at fantasy like I am, you are in the championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
You walked in with a winning team. Hey,
did.
hold up. We can't just
First
say-
off,
there's
before
four
we get
players
there,
here.
Look here.
before we get there, I seem to recall going, "Hey, man, really, we're handing you a deal." I felt like I was selling you like an '89 Corolla with 20,000 miles on it, and you were
I
like,
didn't trust you.
"Man,
yet.
I don't know. I just don't know if it's a very reliable piece of machinery." And I'm like, "Bro, you find one this cherry, you buy it. You don't even hesitate."
Dude, I should have dumped my team on the side of the road, taken over that
That's
team, and
that
let
is
John
exactly
take
what
mine.
happened. That is exactly what should have happened. There should have been my team, your team, Chris's team. Hell, we all three should have dumped it, got in together, took this one, and gave John the rest, and we still would have.
Okay, so
still
I'm
would've
Eric
been.
Spoelstra with the Heatles, okay? But Eric Spoelstra still is a good coach, right? So if that's what I am, I'll take it. So here's the
David,
grievance.
yes, the Steelers are making the playoffs, plus 475. I'm all
Plus
over that.
475. What do you
What's
think
your-
about that, Coach?
Crazy odds.
Right. You got the Steelers? You like them?
He's got to get out his memo pad.
I don't love them. I like the Steelers. I like Kenny Pickett a lot. I've been a Kenny Pickett fan since the draft. As a matter of fact, he's on both of my fantasy squads, and I think that in time he will be very he will have the success that similar to Big Ben. I think they'll build around him. I think he's a gamer. I love the Steelers and what he has done this season. I like the fact that Tomlin about week 4 just said, "This is our guy and we're going to roll with him." And it seems to have paid off, because I don't know if you guys watched the Ravens game, but that guy is a gamer, man. He makes plays that young rookie quarterbacks usually don't make. It's pretty impressive. I like him.
He's got a real shot at Coach of the Year. I think if they come back from 2-6, something like that, to make the playoffs with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And
Pickett's
He's a
good.
finalist.
a
and
rookie
they
wide
do it the
receiver,
right
second
way,
year tight
man.
end.
They do it the right way.
If Shanahan wasn't just making miracles happen in San Francisco,
Shanahan's
I'd give it to
super
him.
douche.
But Mike, say what you want. But
Yeah, I will.
That's
and
impressive.
and that's what I say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, can we get back to my fantasy grievance here, or are we just going to keep whatever?
Wait,
We're
can
gonna
I say-
take care of you.
I need
You're
to
gonna
say
be
something.
fine.
There's a certain someone here in this forum who had a birthday recently. I'm just saying.
We don't really
it
care
you?
about birthdays on this.
Is it you, Angela?
Yes. Happy birthday, Angela.
Happy birthday, Angela.
It wasn't me.
We're
Okay.
past it.
Oh,
There was a
29
time when we had a
again?
calendar.
Moving on.
Yep.
It wasn't me. If it was me, I'd have a crown on, for God's sakes.
Whose birthday is it?
It was
Not my birthday.
yesterday.
Wait,
Those women are always
it was-
29.
Whose birthday? Angela, just say it.
oh wait,
Eric's
that's why we're doing
birthday.
it today.
Hey,
Because
there you go.
yesterday
Say
Eric
it.
was celebrating his own
Is it your
birthday.
birthday?
No, not anymore. It was
When
yesterday.
was it? Let's say happy birthday.
that's yesterday.
You gotta
That's
tell
old news.
somebody.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not a
shy
big
kid in the
birthday
class
guy.
that doesn't want
Well,
to
you are now.
birthday.
How old are
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah, I was always the kid who didn't tell you his birthday. 42 is my Jackie Robinson season. I think it's
42.
gonna
That's
be
a
some
nice year.
amazing things
Nice.
happening.
That's vintage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also a
Older
great
or
Nintendo
wiser?
game.
Some would say entering my prime.
This is
Oh,
my
yeah.
birthday question. Do you feel older or wiser?
Yes.
Perfect.
I gotta put that shit in my phone now. What's up, Pops?
Hey, Skip.
Skip.
Happy
That's
New
Skip,
Year.
man.
Is that Mr. Anderson?
That is
It's the original
Man.
Mr. Anderson.
the original.
That
That's
is
the guy. When you call
That's
Chris
the
Mr.
OG
Anderson,
right
that's-
there. That's the
Yep.
that's the man. The Charlie Daniels of the heat and air industry.
That's right. That's exactly.
I
That's
could
awesome.
give me 6 hours to think about it. I wouldn't be able to put it any better than that.
He was
Yeah.
doing heat and air work before I was driving.
That's
Yeah. Oh
awesome.
yeah. Well, who was driving on his lap in the
With his
service
eyes
truck.
closed.
David says he thinks the Steelers and the Bills will handle business. Just worried about needing the Jets to beat Miami. Yeah.
Can I just
You got what?
interrupt and
Miami's
say-
on a 5-game losing streak. They're going to be
Listen.
probably trotting Skylar Thompson out
They just
there.
signed Glennon, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. see,
Listen,
that's a
David.
team that-
Any hopes that you have that depend on the gosh damn Jets, you're in trouble, bro.
Ouch.
Where
Never
is-
bet on the Jets.
Game
ever.
over, man.
Yeah,
it's in Miami. I don't know. I think the Jets can win that game. I think
I'll take your money right now.
they have the better defense. The Jets,
I'll
the
take your
Jets have
money
given
right
up 100
now.
yards.
No need to place the bet. You can do it over this.
Jets have given up 100 yards, I think, in all of their last 3 games. So
Jets have given
Miami.
up 100 yards since the Reagan administration.
This is the time of the year when we ask what quarterback is playing.
there are a dozen backups starting this week.
Big is
Baker's dozen.
the XFL out there for some teams.
Baker's dozen.
Baker's dozen.
Yeah, this is. I mean, people wanted 17 games. I liked
Yeah.
16, and now 17 is just to open the door to 18. And we already got Skylar Thompson against fucking Mike Glennon and
It's
Barf.
craptastic football in week.
TJ
18.
Yates. Remember TJ Yates? That's the level guys we got playing once these quarterbacks get hurt. Anyway, yeah. Speaking of injury, obviously Bill's safety, DeMar Hamlin's injury, top of mind for everyone. Thank you, Roop. And it's pretty much what everybody in the football world is talking about. Thank you, Heather. Oh, Heather would have sent cookies. Okay, next year I'm going to publicize it.
If that's all it takes to
Lori?
give cookies, then I want to go ahead and get on record of note that mine was not too long ago either. And I'm back on a diet, and it sucks.
Oh,
Yeah, holidays
You
are
got
over.
back. You
Yeah.
were off the diet, sir.
I
You were
was like a
broke.
train with no brakes, man. I got on a cruise ship. That is like Temptation Island for a fat kid. That's what that is.
Yep.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
I
we
you
got-
can't run away. You
and
can't
I
run away because
indulge.
there's water all around you. You're locked in. What are
You
you
got
gonna
some of
do?
these buck nuggets or beaver nuggets from Bucky's, the mail from Coach, and they are exquisite.
There you go.
Bucky's. So I was staying at Coach's house, so I got to hear his wife rant about him stopping every 15 minutes at every Bucky's, and he did
Only
apparently.
Only
Five
5
of them.
stops.
3
So
on the way down, 2 on the way back.
Thanks,
I
Pop.
Listen,
feel like you're a real compromise on the way home there.
Hey, the Packers look good. Steps. The Packers look good.
oh my
Need to
God.
look into some
Before
player.
we get
Absolutely.
into that, before we
I-
get into that,
I
let me
will
just
have
tell you.
Wake and Rake will be basically all about incentives and player props and stuff related to that. Who's motivated?
Oh, look at Mom's hooking you up
There's-
with some birthday. love.
Oh, thank you, Lori. Look at that. That makes my day. Coach, you
You
get
Nothing
need a
salad.
birthday hat.
Caesar salad if
You
you're
need
lucky.
a
buddy, with
podcast
little bakers.
birthday hat that you must wear if it's your birthday week.
That's awesome.
like
I like that.
I like it.
Yep. We
I had
need
a-
to come
Everybody needs to know.
I had
Hey,
a
last
breakfast
time-
burrito on the way down called the Beast, and it is on the Mount Rushmore of breakfast burritos.
Ooh, I
Tell
need
you.
some of that, bro.
Yeah, it
Last
was
time
called-
Heather sent cookies, Coach, she did send one that said "Coach" with like no smoking sign on top of it. So
That's awesome.
none for you,
Funny.
homie.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, break it down, Eric. What do we got?
Back to football. Yeah, we had the obviously the DeMar Hamlin situation on Monday night. I'm not a doctor, so I can't offer an opinion on what exactly happened there. We're all just praying for the kid. The news has been more positive today, which is outstanding. His charity to improve a local daycare center, I think it was, had a goal of $2,500 and had just been sitting there for a year or more collecting dust, and it's over 6 million. It might be over 7 million right now. It was 6.2 something last I checked this afternoon. So now what do the Bills do? They have a game against the Patriots in a few days, and it's a significant game for the Patriots. The NFL has not announced. I don't think they want to play this game. I think what they want to happen is the right teams win this week, and this game is no longer in the equation for anything, and we can just move on to the playoffs.
That's exactly what they want to happen.
Yeah. So that's been the conversation all day. There hasn't been a lot of actual football content. It's been a lot of out of respect for the Damar Hamlin situation. We're going to talk about the Damar Hamlin situation, and there's only so much available information. We get a little update from a relative or something per day, and we cling to that and hope for the best. Meanwhile, you have the playoffs starting in a couple weeks, and the Bills and the Bengals are significant players in that, obviously. I think the situation is, if the Chiefs win and the Bills lose to the Patriots, then the Chiefs are the 1 seed and then the Bills are locked in the 2 seed. And then if the Bengals beat the Ravens, they're then officially the 3 seed, and the Ravens are locked into the 6th because the Ravens have won 10 games, but all these other AFC teams fighting to get in have only won 8. So they can't hop the Ravens. So I think that would be that. I think that's the parlay, like the hashtag NFL rigged parlay would be that Chiefs, Patriots, Bengals.
No, Heavy's got it right. Playoffs are actually starting this week for some teams. I mean, it ends up being a win or go home for several right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting football for a few games.
Hey, let's get a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about, we should be playing this fucking game, right? Am I the only one thinking that?
I think if it can be made irrelevant, I guess I could see if all these 3 teams win, then I guess. But if that doesn't happen, I think we need a result, or you need to call it 7-3, but we need a winner and a loser in that football game.
Yep.
I don't want to hear this fucking, we're gonna fucking pull a random lottery and seed these teams, because that's what they're fucking talking about, like a numbers generator.
You can't do that.
That's fucked.
Yeah, teams
unless the Packers get the number 1 seed, then that's badass.
It would only be AFC.
All for it.
It wouldn't affect the NFC at all, so it wouldn't.
No, if they do it in the AFC, they have to do it in the NFC. You can't not do that. You can't mismatch it like that. No way.
They can't, in my mind, they can't do this number generator thing. So
that would negate the regular season. I don't think that's. I mean,
a lot of teams fought, sacrificed, and strategized.
Well, and then how do you? I mean, literally, you pull it out of a hat and give somebody a home field. That's not happening.
Yeah,
there's so much money.
They can talk about all they want. They make for good talk radio, but that's not happening.
Well, there's teams who know they have a home game and have sold that home game out. Right. So I don't know.
Well, that's the reason that's the reason you compete in the season. I mean, otherwise everybody would get to 10 wins and then put it on autopilot and run out the 2s.
Right. Yep.
Hey, how much money was out in that one game? Because there was a lot, because they have a lot of stars. There was a lot of player prop bets going on there. Plus, that was championship weekend, and that's $1 billion industry. I mean, there's just so much money on these games.
Pretty
nowadays.
much anybody who made the finals in their fantasy league had Jamar Chase or Stephon Diggs or Burrow or Josh Allen, for sure. One of these players in the game, and they played a significant part in who won or lost.
Absolutely.
And the other players who can score 30.
So then how do you play it? Are they each on a bye? Do you have them play during the bye week?
So
no,
I mean,
in 9/11, they moved everything back, right?
Because every team was affected.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and from a fantasy standpoint, it's kind of, I mean,
and we don't know how many personal friends he has on other teams who are equally affected as Bills players, I guess.
But some of this, guys,
but it's not 9/11.
Some of this is like what Eric and I were talking. I'll throw you out on the bus a little bit, Eric. I don't mean to, but here we go. But Eric had it right when he was like, it's like, how much can you care? It's a competition of how much you can care. So the guy at the top's like, well, I say we don't play NFL ever again because I care the most. That's where we're at now.
That's what's been annoying about social media the last couple of days. It's the levels people are going to show how big their heart is. Like, we can't, obviously we can never play this game. Even suggesting that we finish this game is insane. And we probably shouldn't play week 18. We should probably
We shouldn't just
Here's
play
how much I
NFL.
care. I think we should just award a Super Bowl champion right now. Winning percentage. That's how much my heart goes out. Like,
I can see it on your face, Eric. I can see it.
So
And this is
I
the
love
point
football.
entirely. These guys have to have money to make. There's hundreds of other players in the league. It matters to every single one of them that they go.
these
out
guys are
and make a big play.
professionals. You know what? If he was awake and you asked him, "Do you want us to keep playing?" He would say, "Yeah."
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
That's
These
another.
are professional football players.
That's how those guys are wired. Yeah, you can probably assume that.
I was saying earlier too, like I can't believe they don't have a contingency plan for something like this, that everything is so tightly packed that they don't have like a buffer in case something weird happened, and not necessarily a player getting hurt, but something else. Like, I don't know. And maybe it's because they play so many freaking games, but to me, like, why does it's now this happened? So next year, it's not going to go down like this.
Yeah.
But they can't play a game somewhere in the middle of the week, or delay it a week, or have a buffer in between before the playoffs would start. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
A snow day.
A snow day. Damn right. That's what
And if you don't need to use it, then you don't need to use it, and that's okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heavy Steps was saying they're going to revert to the COVID rules. Roop says due to terrible NFL playoff rules, they just give the Bills the win since they didn't get the ball during the playoffs and overtime. Honestly, NFL playoffs need to be the same as college. Way more exciting. Yeah. Stuff like this happens a lot to a lot of people, says Heather. When did the shift come where it's smart to shut down competition? Like what happened to battling and powering through? I think there's something to be said for that. You can't.
I understand that night, though. I do. That dude died on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a lot of their minds, we were worried the kid was going to die at Monday night. So,
but like during COVID, we were shifting games they were playing Tuesday. They could play on a Wednesday.
Remember that Broncos game where the wide receiver had to play quarterback because all the quarterbacks had COVID, and it was like a Wednesday. It's like we're just making shit up at this point. So why can't you just make some shit up?
Simulate the game on Madden.
God,
I like that.
What a cool marketing thing that would be.
Hell yes. I like that, Heavy.
I'll just say this. When we were in high school, I was a junior. A player in our team died in that week on a Friday, and we still played that game. And it wasn't like there was a question. They said, if you don't want to play, you don't have to play. And so I kind of looked around. I was like, I don't know, what are we doing as a team? And everyone's like, well, we're going to play. Like what's one reason we shouldn't, other than out of grief or anything like that? And it wasn't even about grief. It was just, I don't know. There was no compelling reason why we should, out of respect for this person, not play. And that was a teammate of ours, very similar situation. And it was sad, but I'll be honest, it would have been weird if we didn't play. It would have been more of an issue for our team if we didn't play. It was just, you just played. It was really that simple.
Coach, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I see both sides of it. I don't know. It's a weird situation. It's a weird. I think I was about to sneeze. Sorry. No, I think, I understand what happened there or whatever. And it's just one of those things where, I feel like the NFL, while they're trying to say and do the right things, it's about dollars and cents too. And let's not forget, this gentleman didn't die. In fact, he's doing better today. I think I saw he's I mean, he's going to be probably back and I mean, hopefully make a full recovery, but it was scary that night, but now that we know what we know, I feel like there needs to be some progress and needs to be somebody, instead of trying to compete with everyone else on how much they feel about this gentleman and all of this. There needs to be somebody that says, okay, now we're going to go ahead and move on. And this is the plan going forward. And I know that they've quarterbacked that, I mean, they're $1 billion corporation. I mean, $1 billion with a B. Which means there's people a lot smarter than any of us sitting around a table with pie charts and graphs going, this is this is option A, B, C, D. I mean, they're probably thinking up stuff for the options that we haven't even thought of. There's got to be some progress now. It's time. It's time to move on. We've done the talk show circuit. Everybody's talked about it. It's time. It's figure something out.
Let the ICU doctors do their thing, hope for the best, and carry on. Heather says she had 2 girls die on her team, and they played for them. Yeah, I understand that as well.
Well, and here's the thing: is if
you guys are pros, they want to play.
If you want to make the argument for the other side of it, fine, then don't.
Yeah.
But come up with the plan B.
Yeah,
Right.
didn't come out and say it.
Yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying.
Because honestly, Chris, there's a lot of Kohl's and there's a lot of money hanging out right now in America on this.
And I get the people that's going to throw rocks from the balcony and say, well, how dare you? And the people that are probably board members on my homeowners association are going to say, how dare you? But and back in the real world where we live, there has to be a moment where we move forward, and it's time for that now. I watched. I think it was it the one with Bayless and Sharp today, and they got into it a little bit. Which I always love that because I think they're both tool bags. But
does your TV not work?
Yeah, yeah, I watched that a little bit today. It was interesting, but it's just time. Figure something out.
Yep.
I think if you personally are affected and don't think you can go, don't go. No hard feelings.
Nobody's going to say anything to you.
There's really no value in sitting out the game.
Yeah, and nobody. Right. Well, yeah, and it's not like, and taking that approach to it is the thing to do. Like, it is a business, and it isn't that what happened absolutely was 100% completely terrifying. And I think a lot defund the HOA. Yeah.
That's a sweet hoodie right there.
I will be wearing that in the future show.
Everybody go get your coach's pick. Defund the HOA.
That's exactly right.
And we salute you, HOA Karens.
All HOA Karens around the world.
We salute you.
Yep.
On the back, it should say, think of the children.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What it should say is, we'll take your pool pass.
Yeah. Take your pool pass.
Pickleball. Don't even
pay.
think about it.
Don't pay. We'll take your pool pass.
Obviously, they couldn't play that night. Those guys were totally in shock. A bunch of them were,
next night.
But I know that's what I'm saying. Like, once he's in care to the hospital, like, there's nothing anybody can do. Like, and if they can't, like John was saying, if you can't play, you can't play. But it's got to keep going. You can't stop. Yeah. Like, when do you decide that you're going to play again? If or when he walks out of the hospital.
I've also been taken out of the office on a stretcher and put in an ambulance over a heart condition, and nobody stopped working. I got a $5,000 bill.
I've seen some heinous shit happen on heavy machinery in a factory setting, and I'm expected to run that same machinery, 30 minutes later. Yeah. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not thinking about that at all.
It essentially mounted to a smoke break and back to work.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's
John's gone.
Hey,
right.
Listen,
you're picking up his
show's
work.
over. Let's get it going. That's how it works.
Slack?
That's the real world in the blue collar industry. Hey, listen, glad you guys enjoyed all that. I'm not going to dock you for that. Let's go ahead and fire it up and get back out.
We'll give you $2,000 if that was a finger you lost.
Yep.
Yeah, they should have played the next night. They absolutely should have.
Well, the argument against that is they didn't
pick it up.
They might not have known what it was going to be. I think you have to make the plan after you know what it is.
There were a lot of question marks, going into Tuesday morning.
It looks bad if you because you have to plan the next day. You have to get the vendors back. There's a lot of
Okay,
a lot of ducks you got to get in row. And if you're doing that before you understand that he's okay, then it looks really bad.
It looks bad, right?
Well, and that's, I mean,
NFL's a perception league. It's a perception business.
It is.
And let's be honest, that's what this was about. I mean, that was the biggest argument that came out of the game is, how dare they say that they're going to give them 5 minutes and start again when the truth actually was that never really happened. But people holding pitchforks, wanting somebody's head on a platter because they wanted to blame somebody. I mean, they wanted to make somebody the bad guy in that scenario. There really wasn't. And then now nobody wants to be that guy. At some point, somebody has to take a step and go, yeah, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're going to do this.
Roger
And there's
Goodell,
gonna
right?
be
Is
some
that
Roger
Roger Goodell's
That's why
job?
he gets paid $50 million a year.
That's a lot of fucking money, right, John?
Well,
To
there's
be
going to
the
be
bad
some
guy.
people. I mean, get ready for it because there's going to be some people. There's going to be a guy. He's going to step out and make a decision at some point, or somebody is, and there's going to be some people that go, "Oh my, how dare he?"
Canceled.
Yeah.
And it's
Canceled.
going to be the
They
person that
stopped
doesn't
the
watch the
damn
NFL.
game. They
Well,
stopped
and,
the
and you're
game.
right. And
It's
it
going to be
just
the
is what it
person
is.
that knows
You're
nothing
not going
about
to get
the
around
sport
that.
and
Yeah.
doesn't get it.
You're not
There
going to
was-
get around it.
They're stopping the game and just finishing the whole thing. It was the biggest, like, that was the most respectful thing that they could have absolutely done, you know, and give everybody that time. But they have to play. They have to go on playing.
And hats off to Schefter for probably having the most difficult and uncomfortable role. We're going to stick 3 cameras in your face,
Oh my
fill
God.
the air, talk,
Oh,
and
my
make
God.
sure you set the right
Yeah.
tone. You're
Way
now the
too
face
long,
of the
too.
NFL.
Way
Yeah.
too long.
I think Susie Colbert handled it
Yeah.
well, as she
Susie's a
handles
pro.
everything. Susie might be the GOAT. She might be the greatest female sports broadcaster of all time.
She's
I
pretty
can't think of one better off the top
Rachel
of my
Nichols, Linda Cohn.
head. Linda Cohn's pretty good.
What about our very own? I forget her name now. From the Brewers. She's
Oh,
awesome.
my.
Sophia Minert.
Sophia Minard.
Sophia.
I do love
Speaking of
Sophia
taking
Minert.
no stance on anything,
No.
let's go ahead and bring in the Brewers.
Oh my God. No, we got to steer this back to football. There's 3 playoff spots left. 8 teams fighting for them. Green Bay is in if they beat Detroit. Packers Lions flex to Sunday Night Football.
That's gonna
Commodores
be a
are
good
out
one. That's going to be
because
a
their
good.
coach is a moron. Ron Rivera did
Riverboat
not
Ron.
know, did not realize that if they lost that game, he plugged Carson Wentz in, that they were going to be eliminated if the Packers won. They asked him at the press conference, so you said you were going to address the quarterback situation. If you guys are eliminated based on what happens at 4:00, are you going to start Sam Howell? And he's like, what?
I know.
What do you-
That was
what do you-
so
we could
crazy.
We could be eliminated?
It was so
He's asking the reporter. He's asking the reporter.
Yeah.
And the reporter's like, yeah,
Yeah.
if the Packers beat the Vikings, you guys are fucked. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess we'll talk about quarterback then.
Guess you should have thought of that.
God.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Yes, I
Like,
should have
I
thought
think-
of that.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I've said it. I've said it a million times, and this is a glowing example. Get a guy. Get a guy.
Get a
Well,
guy.
you can't in a press conference, coach. He has to be
You're
that
on the
guy.
He
TV.
damn sure ought to have a guy prepping him before he gets up there.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like an
that's
assistant
funny.
coach should have told him.
Yes,
I
somebody,
think if he-
somebody.
I think
If he
has
knew-
30 guys
Listen,
on
bro,
staff.
I know you're going to step up there and you're going to talk about what we're going to do today, but just let me give you the 411 on what's going on around the league because you've been in front of a video screen breaking down defenses for the last 7 days. I mean,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you got
Yeah,
to you
to
got
not-
to do it. You got to have a guy or a guy in his ear. You're telling
Hey,
me that
Chris-
doesn't happen?
Hey,
You're doing
coach.
devices? He's a walking
Coach.
puppet.
Coach, how many guys are on that fucking sideline? He's got a guy that just carries his little fucking cord around to make sure
Get
he's
a guy.
got a
Get a
guy
guy.
to make sure
Get
he
a guy in
pulls him
his ear.
back.
I don't. That's
That guy
that's
should
it.
listen to Patriot Sports
You would-
Radio so they know where the fuck they're at.
You'd think
To
somebody
not-
would tell him that shit when he's coming off the field. Hey, bro, just so you know, like, we're out.
He's-
or, hey,
he's got a
just
guy.
so you
and
know.
gave him
He
the
should have
Happy
known
Gilmore
that
line.
when he fucking named Carson Wentz the starter. I don't think he would have started Carson Wentz if he knew that was a must-win game. That's not what you do when you have to win a game. Truck Carson Wentz out there. Taylor Heineke might have lost, 2 out of 3, but at
He
least he
wins
gives
one.
you a
Well,
shot.
he does give you a puncher's chance.
Hey, I listened to Scott Van Pelt heavy. He was
He's the best.
good. He's a
did
constant
great.
professional. He's
Ryan
he's,
did good with him, too. They were awesome together. I thought they did a good job.
You know,
Heather's right. It's over.
Yep.
What she-
He's got that
it's over.
2010 haircut. Yep.
I mean, let's. I know I'm a couple seconds behind here, but Heineke, the Commandos are better with Heineke than they are with the other guy.
Yeah. The boys play for him. You could see who's the defensive end from Ohio State that I can't remember his name right now.
Chase.
The number 2 pick.
Chase Young.
Yeah,
Chase Young. Yeah. You see Chase Young when Taylor Heineke is the starter, he's slapping him on the back, getting him all fired up, jumping up and down. And Carson Wentz, he basically walked up to him like, please, bro, just play within the system. He's like, pleading with him to just please play well. And he goes out there and throws 3 picks. Like the boys play for Heineke. When it's like the Mike White, Zach Wilson situation. When you start the quarterback that the boys love, they get fired up and they play better. He
Yep.
might not have better numbers, but every position is playing harder. because they know it's worth laying it on the line for this guy. He's not going to close his eyes and chuck it downfield like Carson Wentz did 3 times. All three of those were just YOLO balls.
You know, I mean, water under the bridge, and let me just say, a huge game this weekend for Detroit fans, and good for them, man. Good for them. As a Packer fan, I mean, I honestly, I'm rooting for the Packers, but if it's going to come down to 2 teams in the North, gosh, that's great and that's good awesome for them. And I'm glad that they're in a meaningful game at this point in the season. And if you don't think that the games are important, you know, you ought to read some press clippings from Detroit this week, because they are jacked up about it.
He's in it.
They've got a guy that runs the show there that's pretty fired up, and we'll have his guys fired up. It's going to be good.
I think the league messed up by flexing the Packers Lions to Sunday night, because if the Seahawks win, then the Lions have no chance to make the playoffs, even if they beat the Packers. I think you should have played both those games at the same time.
Well, that would be a good thing if we're assuming that they don't know more than we do. I'm not the guy on the grassy knoll theory here, but I'm just telling you, you might want to wake and rake and figure that out.
Who's even starting for it? Like, the Rams have no reason to beat the Seahawks. They also have no reason to lose. They don't have a fucking draft pick next year. So even if they have the number 1 pick, it's not theirs.
They got no place else to go.
Truly. They truly.
John's on fire tonight with the one-liners.
I had one ready for Riverboat Ron. You know, he probably just walked off the stage and did the Happy Gilmore line. Where were you on that one, dipshit?
Yeah. Absolutely. Nice working with you. You're fired.
Awesome.
The real story, I think, out of DC, though, is the unveiling of Major Tutty, their war pig mascot.
That's my God.
That's just on the nose. Now, here's a question. A commander, what branch of the service is a commander? Is that an army?
Executive.
An army commander? Is there a
major?
Let me tell you why I like this. Here's why. This is
I don't think major and commander are in the same branch.
This is an old school tribute to the Redskins. Okay. And back when Joe Gibbs was coaching the Redskins, their offensive line was called the Hogs. It was the original Hogs. And this is a subtle salute to the Redskins. And I dig that, because
that's cool.
I told myself I would never get on board with this team after they changed the name. I think that was asinine. And I still think it was, you know, that was the poorest move ever of an organization. Same goes in Cleveland.
Right.
But whatever.
It'll never happen in Chicago, just so you know.
That's a separate, you damn right it won't.
It won't. Never. They're making sure.
I heard that Major Tutty was being insulted by guys like Rago and some of the old Hogs. Let me see. The original. This is on.
If it was a real life pig, the way
that's what I thought too. I haven't seen. Is it like a stuffed?
It's a mascot that looks like a Porky Pig.
It's a Porky Pig in an army in a major suit.
Make him a badass looking Razorback or something.
Oh my gosh!
You never saw it yet?
No.
Oh, bring that shit up.
Heard about it. I just read it in an article.
Here's from SportsIllustrated.com. The term Hogs has been a part of Washington history since the 80s, when the team's stout offensive line was nicknamed for the Hogs after a reference by then offensive line Joe Bugle. Casual fans online aren't the only ones taking issue with the name, though. The original members of the Hogs believe owner Dan Snyder is not giving credit to them despite using the Hogs brand. Therefore, Joe Jacoby, Mark May, John Riggins, Don Walker, and Fred Dean recently filed a lawsuit against Snyder in an attempt to reclaim their rightful ownership of the Hogs brand and receive a federal trademark. Whoa, this is going to get good.
Wow. Okay, I take
the O-line and Rigo are suing him.
What is this? Okay.
All right, Coach. You tell me about that.
Complete reversal of fortunes here. I think that's crap.
It is crap.
That was the rough in the path.
Does it have a swirly tail coming out of its butt? Because if it does, that's
terrible.
Get a real pig.
just
Nobody is going to
Don't
root
tell me
against
real
a
pig.
real pig.
That's true. You bring it. Yeah.
Although I like the angry looking one. Show me that.
Or like one of
Maybe-
those crazy
I don't
pigs that
like
do
the,
anything
I
in
don't like the
Florida
happy amusement park guy. I want
Right.
the angry looking guy ready to go to war.
with a
straight
teeth.
across mouth, if not a frown. Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Like
He ought to
the,
be he ought to be one
like-
pissed off pig.
like the Michigan
that
State
guy.
Spartan
Now
guy.
I can
He's
dig that
pissed.
guy. Now that
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
I can get into that.
There you go.
Is that the same
That's
dude?
General Patton
No,
right
this is
there.
a different
Oh.
team.
That's his
This
cousin.
is a high
General-
school team.
Okay.
That's his cousin.
They
General
the high
Badass.
school team gets it right.
The high school
It
team
even has
does it
angry
right.
eyebrows.
Hats off
Yeah.
to whoever that high school team is. That's a badass mascot.
Yeah. That's Major Tuddy's cousin.
This right here is Chris's new Commanders fucking.
That looks like
mascot.
what I look like getting off the cruise ship after.
Yeah,
getting
that's
from
what
Buffet.
this pig just got home from Bucky's.
That's
It sounds
exactly
like-
right.
It sounds like he says after everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
god,
That's
it's
me on the
bad.
business end of
Gosh.
4 breakfast burritos on the way home from Houston.
That's
It's
pandering to
It's
children. at
gonna
the
look
football
like he just told a
part.
dad joke and nobody laughed. Like,
Yeah, that's garbage.
Yep.
Come
Why
on.
Why are you driving a
Listen.
parkway and parking a driveway?
That's so they can sell stuffed animals to children. At the
Can the
football field.
Commanders do anything
Telling
right?
you.
No,
I mean, is Dan
Hell
Snyder
no.
not the pinnacle of? I mean, he is on the Mount Rushmore of losers.
hey,
can't
you want to
make
hear
a
my?
ma-
Hey,
every
let me tell you
district.
my. Let me
He
tell you
slept
what my.
wrong.
Let me tell you what my theory is. All right,
Say it.
You go.
of why Carson Wentz played, and I think that Dan Snyder made the phone call
Ooh.
to lose that fucking game because he did not want his name or his Commanders anywhere in the headline to be bringing up his bullshit for
In
any
the
longer
playoffs.
in the playoffs than it had to. And
No way.
And you thought
And
I
that's
was
what-
grassy Nolan it tonight.
that's
Right.
hey, have you seen the news
Wait,
lately? Grassy
where's the
Knoll is not
X-Files
big of a deal.
theme?
That's like been
yeah,
proven right.
that's fine.
This thing goes all the way to the top, boys.
We need the X-Files theme.
We're gonna blow the cover off of this sumbitch, Aaron Brockovich style.
Hey, Snyder needs to go away. And
No.
he's rolled the dice with some pretty heavy hitters, and I'm not sure that he doesn't have somebody that picks him up one night and he just goes to the train station or something.
Right.
Yep.
What other big dumb thing does he have to do?
All right. I want to see. Aaron
I don't
Brockovich.
know. I thought about two.
He's a liability.
I
I'm
thought
just
about 2 months ago they were circling the wagons on
I
his
know.
doom, but he seems to.
He's
I
got
mean,
dirt on somebody.
he's got
Seems
to
like
have
it's a
something.
matter of time.
And
Yeah.
then the Commanders all of a sudden are nowhere in the news, and now they've lost, and they can go away. And
Go
he
away
can
from
slide
the
underneath the rock
He
and
slides
come
into
back.
the offseason and they end up in
Yeah.
the middle of the draft somewhere and nobody.
He
talks
gets a
about him.
happy pig as a mascot, and everybody's good.
He
That's a
can
garbage
Write a
quietly.
couple fucking children's books, and boom.
It's pretty
Yeah.
impressive, to be honest. I don't know how you can just openly threaten all the other billionaires and somehow live to see light of day.
Yeah, it is impressive.
He's got to be sitting on something.
Oh, he's
He's
either
got
that or he
something
has
good.
brass huevos.
Yeah.
He's got something good, or at least they think.
No, he
he's
had
got
an original feed to Epstein's Island, and he's got it all taken care of.
Woo, woo.
probably. Hey, with everything that's coming out,
Crossing
these
boundaries
last-
tonight.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if that list hit the airwaves one day soon.
Okay, moving on back to sports.
So whoever wins the Jags Titans game wins the AFC South, and they are the 4 seed. Then we have one spot left for 3 teams to battle over. The Dolphins, who've lost 5 straight, still in the mix. The Patriots hanging around because, of course, and Mike Tomlin's Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, by the way, when JJ retires, will have a monopoly on Watts. I don't know if that's fair.
That is
I think you got to
exciting.
break that up.
Watts
So
got
which-
married and had a kid and just hit the eject button.
Yep.
See you guys.
Yep, I'm
I'm
out. I've done my
Well, he
time.
had a heart
Took one
scare,
look at his
didn't he?
franchise's future. Yeah, he got his heart shocked back.
Well, he
in
had
that place.
and he had a concussion. That was like his 4th or 5th since Wisconsin. His wife might have said, "Hey, it's time to hang it
Oh,
up."
Sure.
He had one this season.
Just the other day,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
got
right
one the
before he
other day?
announced. Yeah, right before he
Doing
announced his
what?
retirement.
Hanging drywall? What?
Yeah,
Hanging drywall.
What was he doing?
who?
Oh.
JJ Watt. Not last time he played. That's when he got that concussion.
He was out there being JJ Watt,
Right? He was
doing
wadding.
box jumps and shit.
Gosh, this is the year of
Wadding.
concussions.
I know.
Is it, or has every
That's
year
what-
been
that's
like
exactly
this?
where I was
It
going
has,
there.
yeah. It just nobody did any.
I mean, is it? Because I'm pretty sure
I'm good,
everybody had a
I'm good. All right,
baker's
get
dozen
out
of
there,
those
kid.
before we started measuring them.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yep. This could just be the year we have the data. It could have been.
I'm
piling
excited
up
to
like
see
this.
where he ends up. He's gonna do something cool after this.
Like
Yes,
what,
JJ
Home
Watt's
Depot
not going
commercials?
anywhere.
Yeah,
No, JJ's got a great
No.
personality. He'll be on TV.
I mean,
absolutely.
talk about a marketable dude.
Yeah.
Guys like, him, Saquon Barkley, they're like Kevin Hart. You can just put him in anything and you're going to sell product. You're going to
But yeah, and he's never
units.
he's done everything right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like America's nephew
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
Yeah.
everybody loves the kid. He raised 40-50 million bucks for the hurricane victims.
Yep.
I mean, he's always
don't
out
like
there
him.
donating shit. That dude missed his parlay. He paid off that guy's bet. I mean, that was pretty
Paid for a
cool.
funeral.
I don't like him.
Is he the greatest Wisconsinite of all time?
Damn close. I would say yes, but we have to think about it.
Oh,
Yeah, we
oh
do
you
have
guys
Les
love
Paul.
him, which automatically means I hate him.
He's awesome. He's so
Well, number one,
sweet.
Craig Council's from
Greg Council, yep.
Wisconsin, and we
say.
got to have him in there. in
Another
that
real free agent pioneer.
mix. You wish you had Craig Council.
You know what?
wish.
Oh,
Coach,
no,
you're
we
just
got a guy named
because you're in your
Hawkins.
diet
We're
again.
gonna do okay.
Oh, man.
That
Here's
guy,
like a
You
snicker.
guys are just
Winners.
writing. You're buying a team. We get it. We compete with it all the time.
hey, man, I mean, we
We
got to
raised
do
them from
something.
home.
We got to do something. We can't put just don't suck on the back of our jerseys. I mean, we got to
No?
do
It only
it.
worked once.
That was a 1-year wonder.
Here's a fun fact. The Colts haven't converted a third down since December the 12th.
Holy shit.
And they're
Can we
going to
get a
make
Jeff
Saturday
Keel?
the permanent dude. Did you hear that?
What?
They're going
They-
to make Saturday the permanent dude.
That's
Complete-
bullshit.
Based on what?
Well, we're not going to be able.
nice guy.
That'll be nice. At least we won't be tempted to bet on the Colts next year, Coach.
Is it just me, or are the teams getting dumber?
I
If you look
think they
across
are.
the league, every division has one just reliable fuck up.
The only thing that I can understand on that is we couldn't get Peyton. I mean, they should be putting that on the billboard. Hey,
Yeah.
it's not Peyton. We couldn't get Peyton, but we got this guy.
I mean, is it the ultimate
We couldn't get
puppet?
luck. We couldn't
Yeah.
get
Is he
paid.
the ultimate puppet? Like,
Heavy says
Yeah.
no. I have heard that they were going to make him the permanent guy.
Oh, Heavy says no, he's not going to be the coach. Interesting.
I should look. There was one of his team members. Oh my god, one of his players was shit talking him. I gotta look for that. Who was it? I don't remember.
I mean, it's pretty much a race of all the
Out
teams.
loud,
that
shit
he
talking him
coached.
out loud. I'm sure they all do.
Pretty much a race of all the teams that are needing a coach right now of who's going to get Peyton.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the
know.
guy, and I have seen that he's trying to build some sort of staff, so he knows something that somebody else doesn't. I mean, I think that was a train that was headed straight for Dallas. If Fat Mike didn't do so good this year,
Yeah. I mean,
nothing
now
like
you-
a fat guy calling another guy fat. I love it.
if Fat Mike gets the 1 seed and somehow
Oh my
just
god.
lucks his way into the Super Bowl,
You'd be the greatest thing for the Packers organization ever.
you would have to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh
you would
my
almost
god.
have to.
Why not give him a ring in that
As
toilet
the
bowl they call a
luckiest,
stadium
like
down
just riding a Hall of Fame quarterback, and then the whatever the Cowboys have going, they're just everything's breaking right for them this year. I mean, his winning percentage has got to be up there. Ugh, that'd be a gross conversation that I want to have. I'd rather talk about how many games do you have to play to be considered for Offensive Rookie of the Year? Because Brock Purdy, if he takes these 49ers on an actual run, I think you got to consider him even over somebody like Kenneth Walker, who has been awesome.
Well, and he might, because they are scary. No one wants a piece of that. Nobody wants to go out there or have them come to town in playoff time. Nobody.
He hasn't failed yet. He doesn't, it's not in his brain. He's just out there having fun. And that's a frightening thing to go up against.
I'm
There's
shocked.
no film on this guy. The last pick. Yeah, I'm
I didn't
shocked.
think it'd go down like that. I'm shocked, actually. I don't. It's cool.
4-year starter. at Iowa State. So, I mean, he's been there in some pressure situations. There have been some nights in Ames where the pressure was on. Not like it is now, but I'm sure, enough to prep him. He said he was starstruck when he got there, but now they're just dudes to him.
I'm going to go ahead and just let everybody in the viewing audience know that there is some crimson underneath you and on your shirt underneath that you do. There is a Closet Clones fan there talking a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's not put away the anointing oil just yet.
I have been known to celebrate Brocktober back in the Cyclone days.
And I appreciate that about you. I really do. I just wanted to make it public.
How many quarterbacks have to injure themselves trying to tackle before they just stop trying to tackle people? Andy Dalton was having an MVP season that year, 2015, something like that. Broke his thumb trying to tackle a dude. Now Teddy Bridgewater dislocated his finger after he threw a pick. Like these guys, once you throw the pick, if you can't just shove him out of bounds, it's not your job.
You want them to be Mac Jones and either flop at the 50-yard line or just nosedive, dive bomb some dude who has no impact on the play. I can't stand Mac Jones now. He is
Mac
such a
Jones
pud.
got trucked again this week.
Good.
Well, and
good.
I watch Mac Jones' body language. It's terrible. Like he literally will throw a pick and be at the sidelines before the play's over. Like I'm like, how do you do that? You throw a pick and you just stick your head in the dirt and you just run off. Yep, did it again. I suck.
I suck.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
You never had a coach talk to you about how much you pout and how that's a problem on the sideline, being the leader of the team and all.
I mean,
this is a Nick Saban guy.
See it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I think he's being a little bit of a bee out there. You can't dive bomb people.
That was
shitty. He just seems like a big baby. I know he got injured pretty bad, but wow, I haven't seen somebody cry like that since recess.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, and you take the same thought process, and you look at a guy like Pickett, who literally, has done a lot of things right, but early in the season he didn't, and he took his lumps, and I mean, I just think there's some characteristics of winners and natural losers, and I just look at him and I think, God, man, he's a loser.
He's just not the guy you want when the bullets are flying. That's for sure. I'll take a Taylor Heineke over a Mac Jones.
I mean, that guy's not afraid to step in the huddle and sling it.
Yeah, he's going to walk out there with the confidence to do it. And Mac Jones, another guy, it seems like the boys get way more fired up for Zappy. When he comes in the game, they're all playing with a little extra pep in the old step. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is the one people want to see in the playoffs. I think most people want to see Jacksonville beat Tennessee. Get in. I think the Jags could win a game if they get the right situation. I don't know. They'll have a home game as a division winner.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. If you win a division, you get a home game. So I don't know who would come there. Maybe the Ravens. So the Ravens would, if they hopefully lose to the Bengals. I got to sweat out this Bengals division ticket another week. No big deal. I'm fine. But I think maybe they could beat the Ravens. The Ravens have not been playing excellent lately. I think everybody except Packer fans wants us to lose to the Lions. Yeah. I think that's what most people want to see is the Lions.
There's no doubt. No doubt.
The awareness. Love the awareness.
The court of public opinion is definitely in the favor of the Lions.
Yeah,
the Hard Knocks year, and I mean, the coach that they have, everybody wants to see him win.
I want to see Rodgers get buried, and I want to see him have a pouty look on his face.
What if the powers that be are saying the same thing? Like, hey, let's put our thumb on the scale a little bit here.
Could happen
for Dan Campbell.
And I mean, the Packers are going to have to be prepared to overcome that.
All it takes a holding penalty is a death sentence to a drive. All it takes is one holding penalty on a nice third down conversion. And you're like, ooh, now it's 3rd and 17.
That's the shit that separates the men from the boys, of those stupid penalties.
Well, and I
momentum swing, all of that, lost opportunities. You got to keep your freaking head on your shoulders.
Well, and
it happens all the time.
I rarely am on the side of Angelo on this, but I am on this particular deal. And I'll say that, let's not forget this guy's not some slappy that we picked up behind Home Depot to build a deck. He's a freaking MVP a couple of times. So he ought to be able to overcome that. And this is the time when you're the man, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And it's time to step up and be the man. It's time to do magical, great things that everybody, ensured us. I mean, this team has come along, I don't want to turn this into Packers chat, but this team's come along a little bit and they're kind of riding a little bit of momentum. It may be built on a foundation of crap, but it is
riding a little bit of momentum. Aaron Rodgers got a 2010 haircut. Yeah. It's over. Hang it up.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, it's done. Chalk that one up. Go get your future bets in. It's easy money.
Yep. I think I am going to parlay together the Chiefs, the Patriots. The Patriots will be a nice money line play against the Bills and the Bengals. I think that'll probably be like plus 300, something like that.
Carolina connected to Harbaugh.
32 degrees on
home,
Sunday.
That's no go.
You what?
No.
I heard on the way home he said he's probably going to be, or he thinks he's going to be back in Michigan.
Yep, that's what I heard too.
Oh, yeah, I was reading.
How did they take that Horned Frog's ass whipping?
Yeah. I think Heavy's hitting the sauce. He said give him Brian Flores, and I got to disagree with you wholeheartedly. I watched that Flores deal, and if you're dumpster diving like that, man, I don't know if I'm with you on that, Heavy.
I think you got to seriously consider Wilkes for that job. The players love him. They're playing solid football. He runs the ball a little too much. I don't think you can run the ball that much in 2023 and beyond.
Gosh, I love it, though. Run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Get a shirt that says it on the sideline.
We're
running the ball. Stop it if you want.
Run the damn ball is trademarked, I believe. But
we're running it off right tackle. Stop it if you can.
Yep, exactly. Run it.
The great teams can do that. They can come to the line of scrimmage and go, we're running it right here. You stop it if you think you can.
Back in my day, Ricky Williams took the football 34 to 41 times in a game and just pummeled the other team.
Man, that was the time it was so easy to play fantasy football.
Ricky Williams, boom.
If you had a starting running back,
you win.
You were in. That was that was the running back era.
And I can't get my mind shifted during the draft because I still go running back.
Nope, I decided
valuable.
I know,
but we can't do it anymore.
It's like we're the new boomers. I can't get off of it.
It's running back. First and second round is now a boomer move. You can't do it. You got to have a Justin Jefferson.
I don't think we could say boomer move anymore. It's just an X move. It's a Gen X move, and it's super Gen X. It's super Limp Bizkit.
The trenches is what really drove this home to me because we drafted running backs heavy, and it's a 12-team draft. So once you get to the third, and then we took tight end in the third, we didn't start grabbing wide receivers till the fourth round, and you can't do that anymore.
No.
You can't survive on Allen Robinsons and Mike
because the top echelon is so good. It's like the old top echelon of running backs. Like if you don't have one, it's going to be hard to compete.
Well, unless you want to talk about tight ends, there's Kels and a distant third of everybody else.
Mark Andrews.
So you go ahead and step out in the first round and throw your satchel on the table and get Kels, or you wait till the third round and end up with whoever's left.
I think that's an indictment of the coaching. You can't tell me Travis Kelce, he's better, but you can't tell me he's that much better than every other tight end.
Well, and I will kind of agree with you there, John. I've said this for a long time, especially in Oklahoma with OU and OSU. I don't understand. There's two positions on the field that are underutilized in every offensive scheme: the tight end and the fullback. Mm-hmm. They're severely underutilized, and whenever whenever they put them in, and Heavy's right. That's where I was going with this. I mean, Mark Andrews is an amazing weapon for the Ravens, and it's like when he starts getting hot, they go away from him, and I don't understand that. I mean,
it's always a matchup problem. That's the beauty of a tight end. It's a basketball player who weighs 250 pounds.
Right. Yeah, you want to get that matchup, and you want to exploit it as much as you can. And I don't know why in in the NFL and in college, they go away from that scheme. I mean, I just don't understand that.
That's what she said.
Okay, hey, but listen, the deal with Kels is that Kels has been good for a long, long time, and he's consistent. We always have a tight end that separates for a season or 2 seasons, but Kels is like Gronk, but without the injuries.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, sir, because we had a guy named Tony Gonzalez that was doing it for many years.
Gen X, here we go. I'm talking about today, right now.
Well, I can name you several that are literally used as wide receivers that are great. They just don't get
great that are great like Kels is. But yeah, exactly. But get the exact.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Not that Kels. I'm not talking about football player itself. I'm talking about fantasy football points.
Okay.
And that's what this is.
I will ask you this, sir.
Consistently.
Take Mark Andrews and put him in an Andy Reid offense. You think he doesn't have the same numbers?
But he's not there. That's what I'm saying. You can't draft him and put him there. So what your options are is Kels. It's Kels.
Yo, you're right.
Because
Hawkinson was good for me.
Hawkinson is a middle of the
Hawkinson is solid.
Hawkinson's your next stop.
But he's still young, so we don't know what his career is. But Kels has been good the whole time, always.
I think Hawkinson in that offense with them scheming 10, 12 targets for him.
He's a victim of sucky play calling.
Yep. Heavy Step says Michael Mayer going to be the next guy as tight end. Where's he out of? I think Daniel Bellinger is your next Travis Kelce type guy. He's got a very similar physical profile, very early college dominator. All the little earmarks you look for in a
there's a couple of juniors at Iowa right now that are probably your next. Oh my God!
You can't miss. You go Iowa, you can't miss.
Guys are brutal.
Well, and
Noah Fant and Hawkinson same year.
You guys have a front row seat to a guy that I think is literally wasted, and that's Tunyon.
Yep.
Tunyon has all of the stars lining up for him to be great, and the only thing that I can't understand is that he doesn't have that somehow somebody up there doesn't have the confidence in him to call his number more.
Throw him the ball 10 times.
It should be a weapon.
Komet in Chicago.
We drafted
Komet's him, and it was like, this guy's a shoe-in. He's going to be our Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Stud at Notre Dame, and he can't. I don't know. They don't give him the ball. He hasn't developed.
I like Komet a lot.
Yeah,
I liked him coming out of college, and he just seems to be getting better.
But again, like he's a matchup problem against against linebackers. He can outrun linebackers. He can outjump safeties, and no corner wants to hit him. So I don't know. That's my soapbox. If I were a coach.
No, you're 100% right on that. And I sometimes forget about him because you want to talk about a really impressive young man as far as prospect goes for a career. That guy may be a superstar by the time it's all over. He has all the tools.
Yep. What about that kid down in Arizona? He was great in college. Like, it seems to take a couple years, 2-3 years, I guess, because you have to also learn the blocking schemes as well as all the routes and passing concepts.
Yeah, tight end is not an easy position. I mean, it's there's a lot to it, and you have to be a weapon in both. You know, you can't just go out and catch passes. You have to be able, like you said, you got to block too, because the running game is important. And that's where I think that these guys, it does take them a little bit to, and it's a big jump from college to the NFL is a big jump. From high school to college is a big jump. I mean, it takes a while for them to find their legs and be able to go. Bowers from Georgia, Heavy's beating the drum on that. I watched him the other night, and did anybody else for 3/4 of that game kept thinking when are they going to find that matchup and him just start rolling? And finally he did there late, but it wasn't even enough for me. I thought, why are they not trying to get this kid the ball? He's a weapon. He's a weapon for Georgia.
Yep. Heavy Step says Jelani Woods could be a beast with a quarterback too. Yeah, I agree with that. Trey McBride is who I was talking about. He's a John Mackey winner.
Yes.
Really good in college. Really good. And he came out. That's another thing we're going to talk about on Wake and Rake this week. I have a list of some younger players who have really been playing well the last couple weeks, and you kind of don't pay attention to that once fantasy football season ends, but that carries over to the next year. Like McBride had a great game last week, and
You
that's
especially need to pay attention if you're in a dynasty league.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to need
that,
to tune in for that.
Okawabanam kid. I like him. Oh yeah, Coach will be at Coach. You should get up and join us for that one. We'll talk tight end.
I will make an appearance before I go and have my Sunday.
Heavy Step says Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a stud. Who should I take? Because I got 4 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. We had a 9-game losing streak to close out the season. It was rough. Once I traded Barkley and Chubb, it was over. I'm thinking about this Njigba kid or maybe Marvin. When is he coming out? Not till next year, right? Marvin Harrison Jr. is only a sophomore. Okay, so I would have to suck again, and that's not going to happen.
So, hey, so did you guys happen to see, speaking of Oklahoma earlier, what did you guys happen to see Gundy's press conference at the end of the bowl game?
No. Was he mad?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
do
give you
tell.
a little homework to tune into that. It was good.
Give us a recap real quick.
Okay, so I guess a reporter asked him about off-season moves and what he was going to, what personnel, what coaching personnel decisions he was going to make in the offseason. And he twisted off on this kid, whoever was asking the questions, and told him that don't be an ass, and you're ignorant for asking that. This is people's lives, and
he went all Dr. Fauci on him, like he's gotten too comfortable there. Like he owns it now.
You think I'm going to tell you? And then he
did. Did he say I'm a man? I'm 50.
Well, he didn't go there, but he did last year, and then he went
Give
with
a rat's ass about Twitter.
Yeah, he said I'm not mad about the game. I'm just mad at when people are ignorant or something like that. And then he pointed at somebody and goes, I'm pretty sure you're with me on this. And I was wondering at who he was pointing at, if it was the athletic director or whatever. But shortly after that, they immediately ended the press conference, and that was it. So if you get a chance, look that up on YouTube.
Did they force him to make an obligatory statement?
It was good. It was really good.
I'm gonna give some love to Gundy real quick. Give me like 40 seconds.
You want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes.
Yep,
you go
that's
after
the one
that doesn't do the right things. You don't downgrade him because he does everything right and may not play as well on Saturday, and you let us make that decision. That's why I don't read the newspaper, because it's garbage. And the editor that let it come out is garbage. Attacking an amateur athlete for doing everything right. And then you want to write articles about guys that don't do things right and downgrade them, the ones that do make plays. Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Coach Gundy.
Come on, mate.
That's the top 5, man. That one's the top 5.
Playoffs.
The playoffs.
Up there with that.
Denny
they are
Green,
who we thought they were.
Dennis Green's another one. We could do a whole show on that. We could do a whole
girls.
show.
We should.
Fat little
Off-season
girlfriends.
Leach and the fat girlfriend.
I showed my
Anything
girlfriend
that
that
Tommy
video.
Lasorda's ever said, including.
We should do a whole
gave him a
show
week
on
at the
that.
start of the semester rather than at the end. But here's my point. Okay?
Yes, it's my favorite.
It's Division I football. It's the Big 12. It ain't intramurals. You got 2 weeks after finals. You got a week in July 4th, and you got a week before camp starts. That's a month.
Yeah, but we're partying
That's
July
probably more
4th,
vacation
Coach.
than you guys
My
get.
favorite.
And we're a little bummed out that we don't get 3 weeks. Go play intramurals, brother. Go play intramurals.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's my favorite, man. That one was good.
The single greatest rant I've ever heard is a Chicago manager, the Cubs manager in the 80s.
Oh, God. I bet
When he says things you can't say.
The
And
guy
he's
who was
saying-
talking about the
Lasorda.
unemployed losers in the stands.
Yeah, calling them all bums.
what? The fans?
Called
Yeah,
them cocksuckers.
Lou-
I mean,
God damn it.
it went on so long.
What year was this?
Are you talking about Lee Elia?
Wasn't Pinella?
Yes.
Lee
Yes.
Elia.
So
Lelia.
What year?
And Lasorda.
I want to say
Both
86.
amazing.
Late 70s.
It went on. That's
cool.
where the infamous "you can take that downtown and print it" because the trigger went on the Cubs.
Yeah.
It went on so long that some dude started vacuuming in the background. It was just like, I don't know when he's going to finish, and I got a job.
Part.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kick this on because he's not stopping.
My favorite is Tommy Lasorda's Kingman's performance. That's my favorite.
That's good.
Pretty good. I can't repeat any of it. It's so good.
I love Fat Girlfriends by Mike Leach.
Oh, Leach
I showed my girlfriend that this week, and she was just
hey,
like,
Leach is like on another level. It's like Kelsey and everybody else. It's Mike Leach and everybody else.
He's modern day Plato is what he is.
Leach and the Fat Girlfriends is good. And when they caught him coming off that win at Texas A&M, and he started talking about how they're not real soldiers. They're just fake soldiers. That may have been my favorite when he literally just gutted A&M right there in the post.
A&M is the weirdest college in the whole country.
But the yell, what are they called? Yell leaders?
Yell leaders.
But they have weird rituals.
There, it's serious business.
You have to walk backwards on some sidewalks. You have to put a penny on a statue. There's certain words you can't say if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It's a weird cult of a bunch of dorks.
I sat at breakfast next to these two people that were obvious A&M fans.
To show you the ring?
And they literally were sitting there, and I had an OSU shirt on, and I said, "Man, you guys pretty much married to old Fisher these days." And the guy who's shoveling in some French toast drops his fork and goes, "Let me tell you something. We're not married to anybody. We've got billionaires outside of Waco that'll cut him a check and show him the door."
Oh my God!
And I went, "Okay, well, hey,
beautiful.
Enjoy the 6 wins this season. See you later."
Heavy
That
Steph
was
says
pretty much all we said. He was like, he wanted to correct me real quick that they're not married to Fisher, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, you're not married to Fisher, but your checkbook says that if you let him go, it's going to be a heavy deal. But I mean, I guess they have that kind of money.
It's a divorce.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're
not married to him, but that alimony check you want.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm not married to him, but he's taking half of everything when he leaves.
Heavy Steph says Coastal Carolina coach ranted about wanting more dogs and less cats. Yeah, the cat that freaks out when it runs into the screen door, and dog just rose. It was screen door related. I need more dogs.
Dropping his pants.
Oh yeah, I'll get some of these.
Yeah,
ripped off over here.
There's some great Bob Knight ones too.
My gosh,
Bob Knight used to do some things.
He's almost his own category again.
I'm gonna have to tie this conversation.
We could do a whole show. We could do a whole show, but
we gotta do corn pop.
Hey man, real quick before we get to that, what did you guys think about what do you think about the championship game? TCU, the Frogs and Dogs.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Frogs and Dogs.
I love it, man. Go TCU. Go Frogs.
What's
Frogs and Dogs? Oh yeah,
the spread ought to be like 42, but I still like the Frogs.
Oh hell yeah, that quarterback, he's got heart.
Hey, the Dugan kid is all satchel, man.
Yeah,
he shows up and he puts it on the field every week. And you think about their season. I mean, gosh, they're a touchdown away from being undefeated themselves. I mean, K-State got them. And don't ever bet against K-State in a Big 12 championship ever. You can ask the Sooners about that like 4 times in a row. Sproles is still running, and they have nightmares about that. Anyhow,
hey, didn't Dugan play against Mahomes? That kid is 30 years old. He's been there since I was a teenager.
Well, and he lost his job and got it back. You gotta love that. Man.
That's okay.
You gotta love that. He wasn't even the starter at the beginning of the season, and he kind of came back and got it. Uga by 16, man. I don't know. I'll take the Frogs at 16.
Oh yeah, I'll take anything over 14 for sure.
I've got 12.
2 tugs. I'll take the Frogs. The Frogs got some fight in them, man. And if they show up with the blood red uniforms, it's on. It's on.
Gillespie will draw up a defense too. Look what he just did. He held them in check the whole first half.
In LA this year.
Frogs
it is in LA, but
they're not letting them tailgate.
Hey, listen, at least it's not in Atlanta. Is Georgia not the luckiest home field draw ever.
Yeah.
I mean, they get the SEC championship in Atlanta. I think we talked about this on the text. Georgia is home for every big game they got. They got Oregon early this year. They got, and listen, they're a good team. I'm not taking anything away from them, but hey, they're going to have to travel too on this one. And they look like in that, Ohio State and the Frogs both. I mean, I thought Ohio State maybe would have pulled that one off. But anyhow, it's going to be a great game.
I thought they were gonna, and hey, maybe the Georgia players get all wrapped up in Los Angeles. Maybe they step in human feces and fall and injure themselves. Anything could happen.
Yeah, LA's a wild town.
Diamond Dave's got him at 20.
Diamond Dave says UGA by 20. Mattress Mac just threw $1.5 million on the Frogs today
for a 5.5 payout on the money line.
Mattress Mac is a dude of his own, man. He runs it. He straight up was running commercials last weekend in Houston that if you come down and buy a mattress and the Astros win the World Series, I'll give you 200% of your money back.
Yep.
He was throwing that out there. I was like, wow, if a guy needs a mattress, go visit Mattress Mac. He's not even paying me for that. You're welcome, Mattress Mac.
If the bet hits, he's still well ahead even after giving you money.
Absolutely.
Which time?
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right. Corn Pop. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Wait, hang on. When do we play it? At the beginning or after I say the thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, after I say the thing? Okay. I don't know how our own fucking show works. Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran with some bad boys. Each week here at Patriot Sports, we shine a spotlight on a player who displayed exemplary toughness and or badassery on the gridiron by naming him our Corn Pop of the Week.
I'm gonna tell it. Corn Pop's a bad dude. And he ran with some bad boys.
Indeed, he did. This week's nominees that I brought are Jair Alexander, obviously, who held the great Justin Jefferson to just one catch for 15 yards and probably ruined his shot at the record for receiving yards. Or Tom Brady, who won his 19th division title. The Vikings have 30 division titles in their history. That's wild. More division titles than anybody else. 0 Super Bowls. 49ers have 27 divisional championships. The Rams have 25. The Packers have 25. Steelers have 24. Patriots have 22, 18 of which are Brady's. And that's the whole list of all the teams that have more divisional championships than Tom Brady in their entire history.
Yeah, and 37 points on my bench.
A lot of people, I think, had Brady on the old bench this week. So that would be a Lifetime Achievement Award or Jair Alexander. What I love about Jair's performance is he busted out the gritty in the first quarter. He started mocking him early. Jefferson could have torched him for 150 yards after that, and he would have looked like an idiot. It's like, wow, that's a bold move, dude. But the Vikings equipment manager, I think you can put this entire loss on him. The replays that I've been watching, they were falling down all over the place. Like, lots of fucking spikes on their
Whoa.
Clown.
Whoa.
I mean, it's Kirk. Kirk threw 3 picks. Shout out Kirk.
Let's not go throwing some schlep rock that passes out helmets and blaming him for the loss.
Yeah. He's gonna take it out on the little guy.
You talking about the guy that's cruising cleats for a living?
The winter pail guy?
He has cheese on his hands. He does.
Oh, no. I will say, though, Alexander, bold strategy, Cotton. He played like a man. That's the first time all season.
He did. And really, he has not played well this year.
No.
Get a Corn Pop?
I've seen him take some plays off.
No way.
He's taken half the season off.
I've seen
he
him
ought
take
to be fresh
goal
as a
line
daisy.
plays off.
when he did the gritty in the first quarter, I was like, wow, he can dance because, most of the time he's limping off to the sidelines talking about he can't play next week.
That's not a Corn Pop moment.
No, I think it's probably Tom Brady by default. JJ
I
Watt, Tom
I
Brady,
honestly
couple
don't
Lifetime Achievements
agree
Award.
with any of those nominations.
What about Kayvon Thibodeau, who injured Nick Foles and then did snow angels right next to his
I
dead
can get
body?
on board with that cat. That dude is a cat.
He died on the field and they resuscitated him. What about him?
You know what? Probably.
I think he's had enough.
Nobody else
publicity for one
Nobody
week.
else
Can we move?
defeated death.
Who are you nominating, Coach?
I'll go with Thibodeau.
Thibodeau had a hell of a game.
He's
making
that
a
dude.
late push
That guy is that dude is a man.
He's gonna be a dude.
Yeah.
Is this Hey, did Will hack your account, Heavy, or is that you?
I vote for Brady.
Heavy's
also.
on board
That's
the
a pretty
Brady
big
train.
deal.
Nobody
fine.
really stood out this week. I'm just going to say it. It
What do you
was
mean,
a
Heather?
week
They
that was
think they're
marred.
celebrities. They
Hey,
This week was
Finn.
marred.
Yeah, Finn, you are absolutely a celebrity. Ainsley, obviously, your dual talents or
Absolutely.
quadruple talents,
Yeah, when it's
gymnastics.
not our host's birthday, we go on Tuesdays.
Oh,
if
you-
your gold
Somebody
medalist,
had a
Ainsley?
reservation down at the Outback
Chili's,
Steakhouse.
which is
round
smart.
round, baby.
Reservation at the Chili's this time of year because it can get really busy.
You know that actually makes
Did
a
you
lot of
hit the
sense.
lava cake? Did you lava cake it on your birthday? You filthy
How could you
animal?
not? How could you not? a log on the line for Brady, and he showed up. Yeah, Brady showed up.
Ah,
He
you're
said,
right.
"Hey,
That was
Let's-
badass.
let's run that play where you take off and I chuck it to you."
And he's got a
That
new
worked
girlfriend.
Is that a fact? No,
Who?
that is
Is that
breaking news.
real?
I'm not saying anything. Just
Are you
just-
breaking
just-
news?
Just
I know-
Just
John, do you
search
know
it.
something the rest of us
Hear,
don't know?
hear me now, believe me later. Just
What's-
search.
Where-
She's sort of an obsessed fan who he may or may not have.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not even a question, Heavy. You know that. You know where I live. know-
Chili.
Chili's, baby back.
They don't have baby back ribs. They don't have.
That's
the Coke.
like asking me cheese puffs or Bucky nuggets.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Whoa, that chick is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a tall drink of water.
Hey,
She's a tall
Hey,
drink of water.
He's
listen.
supposed to be just a fan of his?
I
Or
will
is-
say this.
or she-
Um,
Only
it-
fans, or what are we talking about?
are we,
I don't
whoa,
know.
we're going OnlyFans now.
Oh,
Well,
no, he can
You
do
picked her up on OnlyFans? I
No,
don't
I
think
didn't
Brady's
say
trolling
that.
the OnlyFans.
She's a
Mine said
legit
that.
model.
He
I did
swiped
not.
right.
I didn't say
She's a
she was a
legit
fan
model.
either. I don't know how that got introduced into the conversation.
It was
She's a
probably
model.
me.
Me neither. Me neither. No idea.
Well,
I
let me
definitely
just tell
didn't say
you,
it.
back to what we were talking about here.
He's way hotter than his wife was. I'm just saying.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's not
Ooh.
even close.
he
Couple
did a
rumors
similar
out
thing.
there that she was cheating on him. Don't even know if it's true. Just saying they're out there.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've heard
People
that.
Hey.
are saying
You can't just like judge Giselle on her looks because she comes with like $1 trillion, which
she's
is a lot of
still-
makeup. It really looks
has a
good.
perfect
It
model
really
style.
makes it
Yeah.
shine, her skin.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
She's
she's
still
about to
super
say
hot.
goodbye to a lot of that and legal fees due to FTX.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for them. All right.
You
Fucking
think-
hour 20.
Do you think that anybody wants to see Tommy Terrific roll in playoff time? I can tell you who thinks they want some but don't, and that's the people to the south of me here that wear stars on their helmets.
They don't
you
wanna
think
see
you
Tom
want
Brady.
some? Get some of that guy in playoff time.
I
Heavy
would
Step
love to
says,
see him win another Super Bowl.
"Oh God,
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see that first
Fuck,
round.
dude.
That
To have to
first round.
talk about him for 2 weeks. I mean, kill me.
Hey, first off, he's not going to win a Super Bowl.
What can you
Second
say that
off,
hasn't been said about Tom Brady?
I just thought I'd love to see it. I didn't say it was gonna
that's
happen.
not happening this year. But
Angela,
but
don't
I
you put
would
that
love to
evil
see
on
him
us.
break some hearts. I would love to see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Heather's out of here. She's got to go do book club.
Purdy.
Hi, Heather.
I would
Brady
love to
world, I
see
gotta
him
get in
just
on that.
get kicked in by Brock Purdy.
That'd be
That would
Oh,
make
that would
my
be
day.
something.
It already happened once. For
Yeah.
it to happen again would be absolutely incredible. I mean, that
Is
that'd
Hurts
be as
playing
good
this
as
week? Is Hurts playing
Is
this
that
week?
Coach?
Smitty.
maybe.
Coach Smith?
Yeah.
Coach Smith
Smitty's
with
in the
with
house.
his high school photo.
Look at that sweet photo. Yeah.
Nice.
That's very
Was
professional.
that
He also
Olin Mills?
that's 100% his LinkedIn.
Owen.
Olin Mills.
That's for all the
Excellent
boomers
pull.
out there.
Excellent pull.
Owen Mills. Wow.
Olin Mills, 90.
Bring your
Oh.
bring your jean jacket.
That's
Yep.
right. Andrew
That was
Windbreaker.
glamour shots. That was
Bring the
big back
family and
in high
windbreakers.
school.
Windbreaker.
Yeah. Bring
I think glamour
Is that
shot might have like
velour?
And an old piece of driftwood.
Is that purple velvet you're wearing?
High
Coach said number 1 seed. Come on.
Hey,
That'd be-
listen.
That would be awesome because I have a Cowboys and Bengals division winner parlay.
yeah.
that
Oh
would-
my goodness.
they were both like plus 400 when I did it.
Good
So that would be
gravy.
cool.
Put the sauce
There is.
down,
I am
gentlemen.
secretly pulling for the Cowboys and the
Put the
Giants.
sauce
this week.
down.
Big time. If the Giants beat the Eagles, I'm going to turn into the biggest Cowboy fan you've ever seen for about 6 hours.
That is a fucking John excuse if I've ever heard one. Well, I'm not sure how I got that wavy-haired picture in that.
I don't know how I got this picture of you flexing for all I'm worth.
I just wake up like this. You said it's got
I
stretch.
just did 50 push-ups before this photo.
Yeah. Gotta get a pump.
Nothing says I did 50 foot push-ups before this photo like that one. that says I'm ready. I like
That
it.
says you can hire me and feel good about it.
Exactly right.
That guy looks like if I'm shuffling through the coach resumes, give me that guy.
Yeah. How
that
many
guy every
stars
time.
have to align for Dallas to hit the #1 seed?
The
as
Giants
of right
have
now?
to beat
Not a lot, actually. Not a lot.
Giants beat the Eagles and
Well,
the Cowboys.
And the
win.
Eagles are trying to circle the wagons for the playoffs early.
Yep.
If Hurts doesn't
How did
play,
they-
there's a legit shot. We have Minshew mania
Let's,
again, and the
let's
Giants
bring
take
this
it
to the
to 'em.
forefront. What the heck is going on with Hurts? I thought he wasn't that injured. Here we
I
are.
think
they're
this-
We
pissing away
said
the
it
number
2
one
weeks
seed.
ago. I told you guys when the thing
Yeah.
changed in Vegas, something was up.
You did. You said that.
We need another
That's it.
X-Files.
That's exactly right. Listen, if Lions can't play it, we'll know stuff.
Yeah. No, Coach, you were looking at that. You did say that.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm telling you right now, if he doesn't play this week, Philly fans, you better figure it out because there's something serious there.
Yeah, that hit looked. I'm telling you, it looked just like when Rodgers got his collarbone broken. It was a dude landing on all with all his weight, shoulder first, sort of crumpled on top of the shoulder. Didn't look like a 1 week injury. Like, oh, if we had to play him this week, we would. I'm not so sure that's true. I think we'll find out this week.
In Philly right now, are you not? I mean, that's the
pissed.
biggest poker hand in the world. You're just
Yeah.
holding it right here. You don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
Even up
Guys-
to the first round of the playoffs, I wouldn't tell anybody. Even if you're trotting
No.
Minshew out there, I'd say
No.
he's playing.
I mean, yeah. I took the Eagles to win the most games, and I thought we were going to close that thing out before the season even started, and now it's a
It's
major
in doubt.
anxiety.
Get your popcorn because that may not happen. Here's my question: are the Giants playing for anything at all? Are they out?
No.
No.
They can't catch the team
Pride.
in front of them, and they can't catch.
Okay,
they
well,
can't
that
be caught
helps.
by the 7 seed.
That helps because they'll lay down.
Yeah, the word is they're starting Tyrod Taylor.
But even better. Minshew may be able to be good enough to pull it off. Is it in Philly?
I believe
Minshew's not good. Did you
Yes, he is.
have you watched? Did you
What?
watch?
Minshew's
he
got
had
a
one
good
bad
look.
game. He's awesome.
He's got a good look, and I dig the way he looks. So I'm gonna go for Minshew.
He's a short white guy. He's good for one game.
One game.
He has great hair,
And he already
sir.
did that one. That already happened.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. You ready to get out of here, Eric? Do it.
I suppose. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We truly do appreciate it. Go to your podcast app, subscribe to Patriot Sports Radio, a world famous podcast about sports and random shit that I find in the news. Head over to patriotsportsnow.com. Find all of our shows, many podcasts, blogs, forums, etc. So many things in the works, so much more room for activities. 2023 is going to be huge, humongous. Join us right here Sunday morning for Wake and Rake. Fantasy season is over, but we're going to do some DFS, prop bets, figure out which team cares, which team doesn't, and how we can make money off of that. It's really the best way to start your day. Start your day. Until next time, be good to each other. Chris, kick the outro music.
You've been listening to Patriot Sports Radio. If you're sick of all the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media, like we are, this show is for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. For more content and merch, hit up www.patriotsportsnow.com. Find us on Twitter at PatriotsPod, on Instagram and Facebook at Patriot Sports Now, and on Getter, Rumble, and YouTube at Patriot Sports. Take care, and we'll see you next time.